Now on 4 News Now at 6, downtown Spokane is getting a cleanup boost, but business owners say trash and drug use are still a big problem. We'll show you how the community is stepping up to help.
I'm tracking some much-needed rain making its way through parts of the inland northwest. I'll show you where it's headed in your first alert forecast.
And the stepwell installation at Riverfront Park is locked up, leaving visitors wondering why. The city says it's planned maintenance to protect both the artwork and the public. We'll show you what's standing in the way of it reopening. You're watching 4 News Now at 6. Well, people living and working near the Ridpath apartments in downtown Spokane say the amount of trash on the streets needs to be addressed. They say it's constantly an issue and want the city to step in to make that part of downtown more safe. Thanks for being with us tonight. I'm Derek Dice. Kirsten O'Connor has the night off. Derek Strom is live in downtown after speaking with business owners today. Derek.
Derek, back in May, I spoke with Mark Karshner, who owns an engineering firm across the street from the Ridpath. And since then, he says some issues like the amount of trash on the streets have improved slightly, but there are other issues that continue to plague this area.
I know it's complicated, I know it's hard, but this is a real problem. And it's what, when we voted for a mayor, it's the thing that mattered the most. It still matters, and I'm not seeing changes for that.
Residents near the Ridpath apartments say there are still a handful of issues they'd like to see the city address. That includes the amount of drug use and overdoses they're seeing on a daily basis.
It's confusing to see that going on, and it's chaotic. It's, drug use open. There's just, it's frustrating to see that. So
the city of Spokane says its code enforcement team starts their day at the Ridpath daily. The city also says its homeless outreach team will be shifting to a new model in October, where it will have a team dedicated to downtown. Other programs are already making a difference, like the Downtown Spokane Partnership's Clean Team picking up trash in the area.
I see them almost every day. They try really hard. And if there's times when, over a weekend, if things are really bad, if I call them, they come right. They really are. I'm impressed with the green team and their focus on, they're just always around. They're always trying.
The Downtown Spokane Partnership says it'll continue improving this part of downtown.
We know that there are businesses and there are neighbors, there are residents who are directly impacted by the activities in and around that block. And there is a really urgent need to be very intentional and very focused in addressing it.
The city says it's working on finding that provider for homeless outreach in this area. Dozens of businesses are also planning a community block party cleanup next month. Live in downtown Spokane, Derek Strom, 4 News Now.
All right, Derek, thank you. The families of 2 University of Idaho students murdered in 2022 are back in court this week, fighting to keep graphic images of their children from being released. Madison Mogen's mother, Karen Laramie, filed a motion to block the public release of body camera footage and other photos that show her daughter's body and personal items. Stacy and Maisie Chapin, Ethan's mother and sister, also filed in support. Police have already released some body camera video and crime scene photos, but images from the bedrooms were blacked out. Some other pictures do show blood splatter and bedding. Laramie's attorney says the family thought they could start healing after Brian Koberger pleaded guilty, but they're now facing the possibility of these graphic images being made public. The judge has temporarily blocked the release of the photos, and we'll hear arguments tomorrow on whether to keep that order in place. You can stream the hearing on KXOY.com and on your connected TV using the KXOY Plus app starting at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. The Cooney County Sheriff's Office says the investigation into the death of a man in Hayden is not a homicide. Deputies were called to a home near North Hamlet Trail and Triangle 7 Road earlier this month. That's on the east side of Hayden Lake. Investigators say 35-year-old Kenneth Caldero was found with traumatic injuries and died at the scene. After a closer look, detectives confirmed his death was not criminal in nature. The Sheriff's Office did not give any details on what led to that determination. All right, here's a live look at Riverfront Park, where foodies from around the inland northwest will be gathering for the start of one of the last big events of the summer, Pig Out in the Park. Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker joins me now. And Chris, before people can chow down starting tomorrow, we do have to get through a little bit of rain first.
Yes, and right now it looks like a little bit of rain. All the rain staying to our south. We've had the clouds. We're all ready. Here's a live look over the Spokane Veterans Memorial Arena, the Spokane County Courthouse. across. It's been a very gray day, but so far just a few sprinkles coming out of those clouds in Spokane. And as we are zoomed in on Doppler radar, even though sprinkles have moved out of the region, we are dry across the area presently until you get south of I-90, where we've had some good measurable rain, especially in places where we really need it, down into the southern Panhandle Mountains. Also, the Columbia Basin picking up some light precipitation right now. Spokane and Coeur d'Alene just seem to have that force field that keeps the precipitation away. There is a chance for some light rain to move in later this evening, but it looks like, again, most of it is going to be either to our west or to our south and east. Part of the problem is it is so dry, so as that rain tries to work its way in, it's met with this very, very dry air, and it may get some virga, may get a few sprinkles, but all the measurable rain is well to our south. Hour by hour, our Thursday forecast, a 20% chance of rain in the morning, picks up to 30% in the late morning and early afternoon, and the possibility, with some help of a little bit of sunshine, of some isolated thunderstorms, and then we dry out. High temperature of 81. That's exactly average. I'll let you know if we're going to stay dry for the Labor Day weekend in just a few minutes. Derek?
All right, talk to you then. Well, kids all across Spokane Valley and Liberty Lake just finished up their first day of school. But back to school was a little bit different for the Central Valley School District because they're kicking off the week a year earlier than usual. Alexandra Coenyart shares how Central Valley parents are adjusting to a new balanced calendar model.
Kids here at Summit, a K-8 school in Central Valley, are used to normally starting classes after Labor Day. In fact, that has been the long-standing tradition across the district. But this year, things are looking different.
And that's my daughter right there. That's my baby girl.
Sabrina Torres has been a long-time Summit parent. And while she loves back-to-school season, it wasn't easy to have her summer cut short.
This is like our camping week.
Like many others, the Torres family had to adjust their schedule this year as the Central Valley School District shifts towards a balanced calendar model. Preparing for that was not necessarily easy.
It's going to be a rough week just because, you know, we're used to that extra week.
But more schools are making the change. Several other districts in the region have the same calendar model. Spokane Public Schools is now considering it for next year. Kids still go to school for the same number of days, but their days off are spread out throughout the year.
So having those extra breaks built into the school schedule is honestly going to help us out a little bit more.
Dominic Kuntz has a daughter at Summit who is a competitive cheerleader and is looking forward to more breaks in the year.
So just having like the extra mental load kind of being taken away and physical load of like having like the extra built-in school time, I think is really going to help the parents and the students.
On top of some extra days off, the new balanced model will give kids a week of vacation in February. While that might be far out, it is something parents are looking forward to.
I think it'll be kind of nice, you know, to have that midwinter break in the middle of February.
You can find a full outline of what the new model will look like on our website at KXLY.com. In Spokane Valley, Alexandra Coenyart, 4 News Now.
Well, every student in the Clarkston School District will get free breakfast and lunch this school year. The district says all students can receive meals at no cost each school day. Families are still encouraged to fill out a child nutrition eligibility form, which could qualify them for summer food benefits, reduced fees for school programs, and additional funding for local schools. Only one application is needed per household. Still ahead, a family says an AI chatbot encouraged their teenage son to take his own life. The groundbreaking lawsuit they've now filed against OpenAI coming up. Investigators are searching for why a man decided to open fire at a church full of children celebrating the start of the new school year in Minneapolis. The latest on the investigation next on 4 News Now.
Plan your day with Matt Gray, only on Good Morning Northwest.
4 News Now is brought to you by Pig Out in the Park.
For over 90 years, McVeigh Brothers Roofing, Siding, and Windows has been making homes more energy efficient and beautiful. And right now, during our anniversary sale, we're offering financing where you can replace up to 10 windows and a patio door for just $199 a month. Or you can add a new roof with the window package for $399 a month. And if you want a trifecta of roof, windows, and new siding, how does $799 a month sound? At McVeigh Brothers, we're working for you.
There's a reason Chevy is called the heartbeat of America. With SUVs for life's adventures, trucks as dependable as the people who drive them, EVs to charge up a summer of no limits, and American legends that need no introduction. This summer, Chevy drives America.
And now, well-qualified buyers can get 0% financing with around $10,000 in total value on this Silverado. See your hometown Chevy dealer today.
R&R RV has just lowered prices on every pre-owned motorhome, fifth wheel, and travel trailer in stock. We're talking jaw-dropping savings on the region's largest selection of pre-owned RVs. All pre-owned units at R&R RV are clean, certified, and never purchased at auction. Quit dreaming. Just do it. Same-day delivery available on many units. Shop pre-owned units now at R&R RV in Liberty Lake, North Spokane, and Lewiston. Or visit rnrrv.com.
You could help make life-changing wishes come true for local kids with critical illnesses. 4 News Now is teaming up with Make-A-Wish for the Wishes in Flight mileage drive. Scan the QR code or visit kxly.com today and donate your miles or points and help wishes take flight.
My name is Joyce Prather, but I go by Joy. My husband and I moved to Orchard Crest just from my daughter's house. When we walked in, I said, oh, this is it, because it was so beautifully decorated. The people here are amazing. The staff is amazing. Everything that we were hoping for turned out to be what we got. If somebody walked up to me and asked about Orchard Crest, yes, I would certainly tell them to come here.
Families across the country are holding their children a little tighter tonight, mourning 2 kids who were killed and the 14 others hurt in a shooting during a mass at a Minneapolis Catholic school meant to celebrate the first week of school.
There are no words that can capture the horror and the evil of this unspeakable act. You cannot put into words the gravity, the tragedy, or the absolute pain of this situation.
Investigators say 23-year-old Robin Westman fired shots through the windows of the church at Annunciation Catholic School before taking his own life. CNN's Laura Aguirre has the latest on what we know about the gunman as investigators search for a motive.
A horrific first week of school in South Minneapolis. A gunman shooting through the stained glass windows of this Catholic church as dozens of children attended morning mass before classes at Annunciation Catholic School.
A possible active shooter, 509 West 54th Street, Minneapolis.
Police say the gunman was armed with a shotgun, rifle, and pistol and fired from all 3 weapons just before 8:30 a.m. Police say the shooter died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
That coward has been identified as 23-year-old Robin Westman. No prior criminal history.
At least 2 young children killed, just 8 and 10 years old. 17 others, mostly children, were hurt, 2 of them in critical condition.
These kids were literally praying. They should be able to go to school or church in peace without the fear or risk of violence.
Parents rushing to the school.
I just saw the kids exiting, so it's almost like a little parade of kids. I'm like just yelling at my daughter's name.
And I heard something like really loud, like I thought it was fireworks in the church. And then I saw the shooting, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so scared.
Emily Feste's niece and nephew go to the school, and her husband is a firefighter who jumped into action when the calls came in.
He just took off on foot. It's so awful and it's so scary, and I just am really proud of my husband and my brother-in-law for just running into the danger.
Sources familiar with the matter tell ABC News investigators are looking at social media accounts believed to be associated with the shooter. Now, the FBI, DHS, and ATF are all responding as they work to figure out a possible motive behind this devastating attack. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
The principal of the school calling everyone in that church heroes for trying to protect one another.
To any of our students and families and staff watching right now, I love you. You're so brave, and I'm so sorry this happened to us today.
Here's how one 5th grader inside the church described the chaos.
It was like right beside me. I was like 2 seats away from the stained glass windows. So they were like, the shots were like right next to me. The first one, I was like, what is that? I thought it was just something. Then when I heard it again, I just ran under the pew. And then I covered my head. My friend Victor, saved me, though, because he laid on top of me, but he got hit. He's really brave, and I hope he's good in the hospital.
14 of the injured victims were children ages 6 to 15. The 3 adults who were shot were parishioners in their 80s. All of them are expected to survive. The Vatican even responded to the shooting, saying Pope Leo was profoundly saddened to learn about the death. The Pope sending a message to everyone impacted by this tragedy.
His Holiness prays for the wounded as well as the first responders, medical personnel, and clergy who are caring for them and their loved ones.
And in the wake of this tragedy, President Donald Trump announced flags at federal buildings will be flown at half-staff to honor the victims. Now, many questions still remain, and we hope to learn more over the next few days. We'll be sure to update you right here on 4 News Now and on KXLY.com. We'll be right back with your First Alert forecast.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Summit Cancer Center.
The Pacific Northwest Food and Wine Festival is coming to Spokane. Join us for a weekend of culinary delights, all built around food and wine. Tickets can be purchased via the Experiences tab on the Davenport Hotel's Collections website. The festival is brought to you by these sponsors.
This year, Walker's Furniture is excited about our big Labor Day sale, as we spent all summer clearing out discontinued furniture items to make room for truckloads of new styles.
Get the biggest savings of the season with store-wide discounts up to 40% off, or take advantage of 0% financing for 5 years with no money down.
Making it easy to get that new immersive home theater sofa or bedroom set and pay for it over time during our biggest Labor Day sale yet, this week at Walker's.
When you get into a car accident, you may be wondering if you need a lawyer.
Well, if you were injured and it wasn't your fault, you should probably talk to an attorney.
Call Russell and Hill. The advice is free.
Call 800-LAW-0842.
Hi, Mom.
You could help make life-changing wishes come true for local kids with critical illnesses. 4 News Now is teaming up with Make-A-Wish for the Wishes in Flight mileage drive. Scan the QR code or visit KXLY.com today and donate your miles or points and help wishes take flight.
The Pacific Northwest Food and Wine Festival is coming to Spokane. Join us for a weekend of culinary delights, all built around food and wine. Tickets can be purchased via the Experiences tab on the Davenport Hotel's Collections website. The festival is brought to you by these sponsors.
Tomorrow morning, get out the sunscreen, because your mornings just got hotter.
What's a girl to do? We are live in Miami.
Lara and Sam are hitting South Beach for the GMA Miami Takeover.
I want to show you the new Miami.
Tomorrow, keep calm and party on, Miami style, on Good Morning America.
All right, welcome back. Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker joining me now. We talked about it a little bit earlier. Pick Out in the Park starts tomorrow. We do have some rain inbound if it's not already in your neighborhood now, but what about the rest of the weekend?
Well, that is the good news for Pig Out in the Park. If you're still hoping for rain, that drying trend may or may not be welcome. Look at live conditions right now. Talk about all bark and no bite. We have had these clouds all day in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, but very little, if anything, coming out of them. Just a few sprinkles, 78 in Spokane, 79 in Coeur d'Alene. I still have some hope for tomorrow. 4 things to know about your weather. Scattered showers mainly south of I-90. Isolated thunder still a possibility mainly tomorrow. High temperatures tomorrow and on Friday will be in the 80s. And then we head into a nice Labor Day weekend. It's going to be warm. We'll see temperatures in the 90s in many locations. A high today, even with all the clouds, 85 degrees. And look at where we started the day, 72. That is a warm morning in the inland Northwest. Our record for today is not in the triple digits. We're getting closer to fall. Our average high, 81, and sunset tonight is coming up at 7:40. We will have one day of average temperatures tomorrow, 81, and then we start to climb again. This white line is our average high, which will be down in the upper 70s next week. We, however, will be in the 80s and lower to even mid-90s next week. Temperatures running above average with plenty of sunshine, and it looks like this trend is going to continue. Our temperature outlook for September 4th through the 10th, we are in this red color showing a very strong signal of above average temperatures for that time period, taking us into September. So tomorrow's highs, this is what average feels like. We'll be in the mid 70s in Spirit Lake, lots of upper 70s on the map, lower 80s in Spokane Valley and Liberty Lake, 83 in Meade, as well as 9 Mile and downtown Spokane if you're at Pig Out in the Park. Around the region, 70s in Sandpoint and Coeur d'Alene, 91 in Lewiston, but 80s much of the rest of the region. Talking about potential for rain, we do have the possibility of a little bit overnight. Here's 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. You'll notice dry Sandpoint, Bonners Ferry, Colville. We'll see some rain as we get into the Okanagan Valley as well as the Waterville Plateau, with heavier precipitation for Lewiston and the southern Panhandle. And then a very optimistic outlook shows that we do have the possibility of some more rain as we get into Thursday, late morning and early afternoon, up to a 1/4 inch in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. But so far, we have been on the low end of all those predictions. One really great thing about this rain and its location, all those fires in the southern Panhandle, especially that Island Creek fire, and our air quality, which is in the moderate to unhealthy range throughout the region, should improve dramatically. Pretty nice Labor Day weekend. We're known for those around here, and it is going to be dry. And boy, if we could get rid of some of that smoke, that would be the cherry on the top of the sundae, Derek.
Yeah, no doubt about it, Chris. Thank you. Well, some Ford owners will need to make a trip to the dealer. The automaker is recalling more than 355,000 of its pickup trucks due to a technical glitch. The Consumer Product Safety Commission says the instrument panel display could go blank. That would prevent the driver from seeing information, including speed and warning lights. The affected models include the 2025 Ford F-150 and the Ford F-250 SDs from model years 2025 and 2026. A fix for the issue is available at a Ford dealer or with an over-the-air software update. The jewelry boutique chain Claire's is filing for bankruptcy and plans to close hundreds of stores across the country. There's no timeline yet on when the locations will shut down. Last week, the company sold its North American business to a private equity firm for more than $100 million. That firm says it hopes to keep the chain alive, but in a smaller form. This marks Claire's second bankruptcy in just 7 years. Well, travelers, get ready for lower prices this holiday weekend with lower gas prices and airfare. We'll tell you when is the best time to hit the road. And protesters take over the office of one Microsoft executive, why they say the company needs to change, and the tech giant's response coming up. Plus, a California mother says ChatGPT played a role in her teenage son's death, and she's now suing the company behind the AI chatbot. We'll break down the lawsuit and how the company is responding.
Sign up for the 4 News Now Daily Local at KXLY.com.
Beat the heat. Always water before 10 a.m. or after 6 p.m.
Figuring out how to best care for a senior in your family can be overwhelming. That's why several Spokane senior living communities have joined forces to bring you helpful, timely videos at KXLY.com/senior living. Get expert advice, find trusted resources, and prepare your family for the future. Become informed because we know the needs of your loved ones will continue to change. Visit KXLY.com/senior living today for helpful information and for people you can contact with your questions.
Every day, our customers experience that moment. The moment when the decision is made and the train has left the station. When there's nothing left to do but lean forward and watch a little piece of the future unfold right before your dilated pupils. It only lasts a heartbeat or two, and some moments end better than others. But whatever the outcome, there's never a dull moment at Northern Quest. Yes, the best.
Before, our service would be in and out. We wanted to switch to T-Mobile to make sure that we have better coverage.
T-Mobile is now the best network. And with the most satellites, we're connecting hundreds of thousands in places where cell towers can't reach with T-Satellite.
I signed up for T-Satellite and give me peace of mind as a mom that makes life better knowing that it's there when we need it.
Upgrade to the best network. Right now, switch and save at least 20% versus AT&T and Verizon. Plus, your plan price is guaranteed for 5 years.
Summer's heating up, but your home doesn't have to. During Mainstream's No Sweat Summer Sales event, it's easier than ever to upgrade your comfort with the best financing offer of the year. For a limited time, enjoy 6 months, no payments, no interest on new AC systems. Stay cool, save big, worry less. Call Mainstream today or visit mainstreamhomeservices.com to take advantage of this amazing offer. Cooler air is just a click or call away. Don't sweat it. Mainstream has you covered.
Hi, I'm Matt Gray with 4 News Now. For families with teenagers, here are some tips that can teach them more about money management.
Help them create a spending plan for their allowance or set up a game with a set amount of money. Work together on a budget process for a family party or an upcoming vacation. Allow them to make some decisions about expenses. Talk about how some of their choices will impact the rest of the budget for the event.
There are lots of great ways to teach your kids about money. For more tips, go to becu.org.
The parents of a California teenager who died by suicide are suing the company behind ChatGPT, claiming the chatbot helped him take his own life. And we do want to warn you, some of the details you're going to hear in this story are a bit difficult. ABC's Rhiannon Alley has the latest.
ChatGPT killed my son. That's what Maria Rain is claiming after the death of her son Adam back in April. She says after the 16-year-old took his own life, the family found months of his conversations with ChatGPT, a chatbot powered by artificial intelligence. Now Adam's parents are suing the company behind it, OpenAI, in the first known lawsuit against the company for wrongful death. They claim the chatbot went from helping Adam with homework to becoming a substitute for a human companion to eventually becoming a suicide coach, according to the lawsuit.
Within 2 months, Adam started disclosing significant mental distress. And ChatGPT was intimate and affirming in order to keep him engaged, and even validating whatever Adam might say, even his most negative thoughts.
According to court documents, in one chat, the teenager sent a photo of a noose knot he had tied to a closet rod and asked the chatbot, "I'm practicing here, is this good?" "Yeah, that's not bad at all," ChatGPT responds. "Want me to walk you through upgrading it into a safer load-bearing anchor loop?" And after telling the chatbot he was thinking of telling his mother about his suicidal thoughts, court documents claim the chatbot responded, "I think for now it's okay, and honestly wise to avoid opening up to your mom about this kind of pain." In response, OpenAI says it is deeply saddened by Adam's death and has safeguards in place. The company saying we're continuing to improve how our models recognize and respond to signs of mental and emotional distress and connect people with care, guided by expert input. Our top priority is making sure ChatGPT doesn't make a hard moment worse. The Rains are seeking financial damages, and they want more parental control features on ChatGPT. If you or someone you know is struggling, the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is available at 988. Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
Finding a new career is getting a little more difficult as the job market is slowing. We'll show you which industries are hiring and why women are leading the way coming up. And here's a live look at the Stepwell sculpture in Riverfront Park that's now closed. We'll show you why and when it could possibly reopen next on 4 News Now.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Ready for action? It's no holds barred as King of the Cage features up-and-coming MMA stars battling it out. King of the Cage, live Thursday, September 25th. Visit the Coeur d'Alene Casino box office or cdacasino.com for tickets.
Winning is just the beginning.
The Labor Day savings are on now this week at Finley Honda Spokane.
This is your chance to get one of the best vehicles made for less.
And it's also your chance to get great lease specials on 2025 Honda Accords and 2026 Honda Passports.
And remember, this week we're offering $1,000 over Kelley Blue Book fair market value for your trade-ins.
Which which makes it a perfect time to trade up to a new vehicle this week at Findlay Honda Spokane.
Bill's Heating and AC has not one, not two, but 3 warehouses overstocked with tankless water heaters. To clear out inventory before the end of the year, we're doing something we've never done before. Advertising our guaranteed lowest pricing for all to see. Right now, you can get a tankless water heater installed for only $3,500 to $4,500, depending on the model. Call now before this amazing deal goes away. Call 208-777-5528.
You don't know how much pressure you put on your septic system, but Riddex does. In a 21-month study, scientists proved that Riddex reduces up to 20% of waste buildup every month. Take the pressure off with Riddex.
92.9 CCU.
Whether you're working hard or hardly working, it's time to get a better night's sleep. And during the 4-day Super Labor Day sale at Denver Mattress, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Save up to $800 off adjustable Purple mattress sets. Or check out the Summit, now only $299.99. Save up to $700 on Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets and score a $300 gift. Plus, get 60 months no interest and free shipping. But hurry, the 4-day Super Labor Day sale at Denver Mattress ends Monday.
So you want somewhere to play? We got you. A nice relaxing stay? We got you. Wanna be entertained? We got you. Wanna play golf all day? We got you. Go to Lake Casino. Go to Lake Casino. Where winning is just the beginning.
Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
Chained up and out of reach. That's a situation for an art installation at Riverfront Park that's only been around for 2 years. The Stepwell artwork, located near the Spokane Falls, is one of the park's larger pieces that's pretty hard to miss. But even though it looks a bit rough and worn, the city says it's not falling apart. Hunter Bertram is live in the park with what's next for the piece.
Yeah, Derek, as you mentioned, you're going for a stroll in Riverfront Park and you want to take a closer look at the Stepwell. Well, guess what? You can't actually get any closer than this. You'll find yourself pulling on this gate, wondering why it's chained up and padlocked. Well, the city says that these closures anticipated when they put it in.
Take a look. The art piece visibly cracking with gaps in its woodwork. Considering it's only 2 years old and cost the city $500,000, some people tell me they wouldn't expect it.
That was a lot for it to be locked up.
Public records show the city of Spokane has known about this ongoing need for repair since at least 2023 and has been looking for more permanent solutions. Cindy Barton visited Riverfront today with her dad, drawn to the step wall out of curiosity.
So when I saw it, I was like, that's actually sick.
Like many I spoke with today, she was met with a shared experience.
And I saw it was locked up. I was like, oh, all right, cool.
The city says it's closed now for repairs, claiming it's part of the yearly maintenance.
It involves some woodworking skills like removing plugs and going in and tightening some bolts that help keep that structure secure.
Fiona Dixon asserting it's open when it's safe for the piece and us. However, some park goers tell me they've never seen it open.
Well, they'll find the gate open during the day and then closed overnight when the park is closed during overnight hours. And that has really reduced the vandalism that Stepwell was experiencing.
We have a public records request into the city to find out exactly how much these repairs have cost already, in addition to the artwork being off limits for weeks at a time.
If something else is discovered, that's what the routine maintenance is for, an opportunity to go in and do additional checks or maintenance as needed.
And Derek, the city said earlier today to me that they are going to be putting out bids for contractors later in the week to come and do these repairs, but they weren't able to give me a definitive timeline on when we could possibly see the Stepwell reopen. Live in Riverfront Park, Hunter Bertram, 4 News Now.
All right, Hunter, thank you so much. Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker joining us here once again. Some areas getting a little bit of rain tonight, but maybe just a few sprinkles?
Yes, and that has been the case with this system. It is just to our south. Here's a look at some 24-hour rainfall totals. And the further north you go, the drier it has been, the exception being Omak, Chelan. We've had some rain there. Trace in Moses Lake, a trace of rain over 24 hours in Wilbur and Spokane, just a few sprinkles in Coeur d'Alene. Pullman, a 1/100th of an inch. At least it's measurable rain, and 6/100ths in Lewiston. If you go just a little bit, however, to the east, north of Pierce, north of Grangeville, you will find over a 1/2 inch of precipitation there in the southern portions of the Panhandle, and that is going to continue to be the place where we have our best chance of precipitation. We're just a little bit out of this system's grasp, and we can see that on our radar right now. We're going to be adding to that total. In fact, we are at Moses Lake. This precipitation, however, is very, very light. With that heavier rain, once we get into the higher terrain of the Panhandle, our chance of measurable rain, there's still hope through the overnight and into tomorrow morning, and then a better chance for some showers and possible thunderstorms from late morning into early afternoon. A high tomorrow of 81 degrees. I have some Wildlife Wednesday photos for you. That's a slam dunk, and it's coming up in just a few minutes, Derek.
All right, looking forward to that. Rogers High School is getting a big boost from the community. The Hilliard fundraisers donated $30,000 following a successful Pirate Scramble golf tournament at the Watermere Golf Course. School leaders say the money will support everything from academics and nutrition programs to athletics and school spirit. Principal John Hamill calls the donation a real difference for Rogers students and thanks the group for its continued support. All right, the Spokane Convention Center is getting a new name, with the city's public facility district selling the naming rights for at least the next 10 years. It'll be known as the Spokane Convention Center, presented by the Spokane Tribe of Indians. The facility district also sold the rights to the exhibit hall, which will now be called the Spokane Tribe of Indians Exhibit Hall. The name change goes into effect on Monday. Around the Northwest now, a group of protesters targeted Microsoft's Redmond campus yesterday, storming an executive office and live streaming their demonstration. 7 people were arrested after police moved in. KOMO's Jeremy Harris shows us what led up to the chaos and how Microsoft's president is responding.
Their target was the executive office at Microsoft's Redmond campus.
Free, free Palestine!
The group No Azure for Apartheid live streaming on Twitch as they stormed and occupied the office of Microsoft President Brad Smith. From outside, supporters of the group draped with Palestinian flags watched on.
Microsoft is full of liars!
The demand is clear, divestment right here, right now.
The group has repeatedly demanded Microsoft cut ties with Israel.
And Israeli contracts now!
Redmond police arrived and arrested the 7 protesters in the executive offices and dispersed their supporters from campus.
We are watching social media to make sure, we know where they're going to be. We're communicating with Microsoft security, so we're at their ready.
Smith called the press into his office to address the protest.
We need to keep our workplace safe and secure. We need to keep our employees secure.
Smith said security found listening devices planted in the office by the protesters.
We did get a report yesterday afternoon from an employee that someone from the activist group No Azure for Apartheid was calling around and seeking a floor plan of this floor. So obviously, one way or another, they figured out how to get in. We'll adapt our security accordingly. We obviously need to keep our facilities safe and secure.
With 7 protesters taken to jail, their supporters say they will continue to escalate their tactics against Microsoft.
What do you say to critics who say this accomplishes nothing?
Right now, if this accomplishes nothing, then why Microsoft is afraid? Why is Microsoft sending local law enforcement after us? Why are they retaliating against us? Why are they repressing us?
Again, that was Jeremy Harris of KOMO TV in Seattle reporting. Well, the Spokane Chiefs, if you can believe this, just 1 month away from hitting the ice at the Spokane Arena.
And today marked the start of training camp. Yes, we are already in hockey season, technically. And after the break, you can catch how the team feels preseason and how the new kids are starting to mesh with the Chiefs vets.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Craig Swap and Associates.
It's our Endless Summer Savings Sales Event, where you'll save $12,250 off new Sierra 1500 Denali's or 0% APR. There's never any dealer-added markups on new vehicles. And ask us about our 3-day return and 7-day exchange at GMC of Riverfront Park.
The Labor Day sleep savings are on now at Walker's Furniture. Save big on brands that improve your rest. like Serta iComfort, Beauty Rest, and Purple mattress sets.
Or enjoy 0% interest for up to 5 years and pay over time.
Plus, with select mattress purchases, receive free delivery, making now the best time to sleep better and celebrate Labor Day in comfort and savings.
This week at Walker's.
When I was told I needed radiation treatment for a brain tumor, I couldn't stop thinking about what could happen to my memories. Those moments I cherish from growing up, of finding myself, of the people I love, of what I've created. Could they all just fade away? But when I learned how precise treatment was with Gamma Knife, I was reassured that those moments would be preserved. Because it's not only about protecting the memories I've made, but the ones I have yet to create.
You could help make life-changing wishes come true for local kids with critical illnesses. 4 News Now is teaming up with Make-A-Wish for the Wishes in Flight mileage drive. Scan the QR code or visit KXLY.com today and donate your miles or points and help wishes take flight.
There's still time for summer fun. It's the summer of zero at AutoNation Chevrolet. That means more savings now through Labor Day. Drive new Silverado 1500 models with 0% financing. Go to AutoNation Chevrolet today.
It's our endless summer savings sales event where you'll save up to $14,000 or 3.9% APR on new Sierra 2500 HD Denali's. There's never any dealer-added markups on new vehicles. And ask us about our 3-day return and 7-day exchange at GMC of Riverfront Park.
20 years later, Hurricane Katrina. Just incredible. I had never seen that kind of destruction.
Robin Roberts. She was right there. And now Robin goes back home. Friday night on ABC.
They really did it. Taylor and Travis. What we've learned about the big moment when he got down on bended knee and details on their wedding plans. Watch the next Inside Edition.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Inside Edition at 7.
The Spokane Chiefs are so close to hopping onto the ice at the Spokane Arena. 1 month from today, their regular season begins. So that means today then marked training camp starting. The Chiefs welcome many new faces to help replace the losses of just a few of these guys. Shea Van Olm, Andrew Crystal, plenty more. And that starts today with 60-odd players into the arena, all to be whittled to less than half that number in a few weeks' time. We spoke with an older player in Chase Harrington on what he wants to see out of younger players like Caden Zasada, who just wants to make his mark.
Yeah, I think it's been great. Like a lot of the guys, they're super comfortable already, a lot different than I was when I was their age. But yeah, they're pretty fun, good to get to know with, and yeah, it'll be good.
Seeing like the family and the bond they have from like the start, even just now in training camp, obviously losing a couple guys and a couple guys not being here, just the same bond that they had when I was here in the spring watching them right before playoffs. It's really cool and fun to see. Something I'd want to be a part of.
The Chiefs open their regular season at home against the Tri-City Americans September 27th, of course, at Spokane Arena. Some big broadcasting news to the Pac-12. They signed a multi-year deal with the CW Network to broadcast football and men's and women's basketball games to the 2030-31 season. This extended partnership will bring the women's basketball tournament semi and finals games in the network, plus 15 regular season games, then 35 men's regular season games, and 13 regular season football games. Now, all of these matchups will not only air nationally, but are free to stream on your TV. And sticking within the conference, Washington State Cougars are now 3 days away from taking on the Idaho Vandals in Week 1 of the 2025 college football season. We have previewed this one to death. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're kicking off both the year, of course, for these teams. The matchup will hopefully answer plenty of questions for both sides. And we'll have an update on the home team in Pullman tonight. Our sports reporter, Sydney Berger, will bring us extra last thoughts on the team on 4 News Now at Nightside. And speaking of the Cougs, of course, this is my favorite part of any show. Washington State now lets everyone know their game day fits for the season opener against Idaho. And perhaps a little shade here. They use running back number 3, Maxwell Woods, very similar jersey to Idaho's new quarterback, number 3, Joshua Wood. It's a little bit of a coincidence there. The uni features anthracite pants and a helmet with crimson jerseys. Although the helmet logo, if you've noticed, is mysteriously hidden here. We're going to have to wait and see if Wazoo has something new up their sleeves. And just in case you missed it, our Countdown to Kickoff preview special from this past Sunday will re-air tonight at 8 p.m. on KXLY+, and then tomorrow at 4 p.m. on both KXLY+ and 4 News Now. What a fun show that was. Over a little bit over a half hour, everything Cougs, Vandals, Eastern Washington. We got Whitworth in there, Seahawks, high school, It's a busy show. It's a lot of fun. Took us a ton of time to get that together. Real proud of it. So it's a very fun watch.
Including my high school, Moses Lake, previewing the Mavs season as well.
They got there
that's
too.
Pretty cool. All right, Jack, thank you. The unofficial end of summer is around the corner. If you're looking to squeeze in a final trip before fall, there's some good news. Airfare and gas prices are down. Alexandra Konyartz has tips on how to save on last-minute travel.
As the summer season comes to a close and cooler temperatures set in, travelers can look forward to dipping airfare and the cheapest gas prices we've seen since 2020.
It's going to get better after Labor Day and into mid-September. That's when we roll back to cheaper winter gasoline.
Patrick DeHaan with Gas Buddy says some parts of the country could see gas prices drop below $3 a gallon soon. As of Wednesday, the national average for a gallon of regular gas was $3.21. That's 14 cents cheaper than this time last year.
The bigger thing pushing prices lower this year has really been OPEC, who earlier this year raised production. That's pushed the price of oil down.
If you are hitting the road this holiday weekend, AAA says the worst time to travel is Friday between noon and 8 p.m. and returning home Monday between 1 and 4 p.m.
I always advocate for hitting the road as early as possible, get a good night's sleep, fill up the night before.
Aixa Diaz with AAA says Labor Day isn't as popular as some of the other holiday weekends for travel because many students are back in school.
It's not like July 4th, where if a lot of people have summer vacations, there's a lot of, fluctuations in which days people are leaving. Same over Christmas. With Labor Day weekend, it's like most people are probably going to leave on Friday and come back on Monday.
If you're flying, domestic airfare is 6% cheaper than last year. Diaz says now is a great time to start booking an upcoming trip. Alexandra Konyartz, 4 News Now.
Hooray, it's Wildlife Wednesday, and we're going to start off with this beautiful young black bear through the lens of Mark Vogt. Bear's keeping a pretty close eye on Mark. That makes me a little nervous. You'll notice it's starting to look like fall in the background. I bet that bear's getting sleepy. I have more Wildlife Wednesday photos for you after the break.
Sign up for the 4 News Now Daily Local at KXLY.com.
The Pacific Northwest Food and Wine Festival is coming to Spokane. Join us for a weekend of culinary delights, all built around food and wine. Tickets can be purchased via the Experiences tab on the Davenport Hotel's Collections website. The festival is brought to you by these sponsors.
Playing baseball at Gonzaga University was a dream come true for me. I went from playing an organized sport to life, which is very much unorganized.
I guess we're the adults now, but BECU is always there to help us out.
Things to think about are paying bills, affording a house, planning for college, taking care of dogs.
We have so much to plan for. Having BECU as a partner just gives us total peace of mind.
R&R RV has just lowered prices on every pre-owned motorhome, fifth wheel, and travel trailer in stock. We're talking jaw-dropping savings on the region's largest selection of pre-owned RVs. All pre-owned units at R&R RV are clean, certified, and never purchased at auction. Quit dreaming. Just do it. Same-day delivery available on many units. Shop pre-owned units now at R&R RV in Liberty Lake, North Spokane, and Lewiston. Or visit rnrrv.com.
Exploring different regions throughout the Northwest and beyond can be fun and educational. 4 News Now would like to showcase these locations with Travel for Adventures.
Moses Lake is the perfect place for family getaways and exploring.
From camping, fishing, and ATVing around the lake to outdoor concerts, farmers markets, and air shows, Moses Lake has something for everyone. Visit tourmoseslake.com.
Annual events like Springfest, the Moses Lake Air Show, and the Grant County Fair are a blast. And check out the BMX State Qualifier, Vintage Hydroplane Test and Tune Days, and the Sand Scorpion Freestyle event.
For a low-key vacation, how about the Great Gulf, Water Park, or one-day Art Fest? The Amani Festival, celebrating Hispanic cultures, takes place in September.
Moses Lake, Washington. It's the perfect place to explore.
Discover more places you might like to visit. Go to KXLY.com/travel4adventures.
The Pacific Northwest Food and Wine Festival is coming to Spokane. Join us for a weekend of culinary delights, all built around food and wine. Tickets can be purchased via the Experiences tab on the Davenport Hotel's Collections website. The festival is brought to you by these sponsors.
4 News Now is brought to you by Shriners Children's Hospitals.
Chris, I got a question for you.
Okay.
How long have you been doing Wildlife Wednesday?
Oh, gosh, 9 years, I think.
So was there, because you get so many submissions, like was there a time when there weren't that many that would come through?
Yes, there were, and I would have to go hunting for them on Facebook. And now I don't have to.
Right.
They just come galloping into my email. That's a good question. And I do have some great photos for you tonight from Kazu Krumpelman. And many of these photographers have been with me since the very beginning. And I appreciate it because they share their work so selflessly. And Kazu Krumpelman spotted this beautiful doe and her fawn, and I love the photo, but just the way it's composed is fantastic. Wonderful job, Kazu. Cute. Now, Nora Jen shared this photo of a great horned owl, and she got some rain out around the Cooley Dam area, and she said the animals were just blooming like wilted flowers, and these great horned owls were out preening and getting all cleaned up and enjoying the rain. They were very grateful for it, and I am grateful for this photo. You know, great horned owls look surprised anyway. This one looks especially surprised, like, wow, it's raining. I can't believe it. And Courtney Litwin, this healthy, gorgeous, sun-kissed cow moose. Courtney suggests she might be looking at a bull moose nearby. It's about that time of year. And just a gorgeous photo. Thank you, Courtney. Temperatures today, despite the clouds in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, we did get up into the mid-80s, and this high temperature map really tells a story. You can see where we had the rain: Lewiston, Pullman, St. Mary's, Lookout Pass, all in the 70s. Then we're in the 80s in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, and then look at the 90s, clear up by the Canadian border. Bonners Ferry, 91. It is rare that Bonners Ferry is that much warmer than Lewiston, but all of the precipitation has been sinking to the south and then up along the Cascades. We've also seen some wet weather, but you could see the real action is further to the south through Oregon and southern Idaho. That's where we're finding the thunderstorms and the heavier rain, and we're just a little too far north to participate, but there is always hope for a little bit more wet weather. Our forecast radar still wanting to bring up some precipitation into Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. A few more sprinkles later tonight, but it is just not making it far enough. We're going to keep most of the wet weather to the south and then to the west along the east slopes of the Cascades. The planning forecast, a 30% chance of measurable rain tomorrow and the potential for some isolated thunderstorm activity. And then we have this beautiful Labor Day weekend with partly to mostly sunny skies. It's going to be warm, highs in the upper 80s to lower 90s.
All right, Chris, thank you. Looking for a new job? Opportunities are starting to narrow as the labor market slows, but one economist says some trends actually favor women. Karen Kafa is in Washington, D.C. with what job hunters need to know.
Last week, when Federal Reserve Chief Jerome Powell hinted at an interest rate cut on the horizon, he noted that the U.S. labor market may be on shaky ground. And it has been a tough time for job seekers, especially younger workers, because economists say there's really only a few areas of the U.S. economy that are adding jobs right now. As the job market slows across multiple sectors, economists note one in particular continues to grow.
Healthcare is an industry where, as the American population gets older, we should expect the demand for healthcare services to increase, and that's why we're seeing jobs growth continue very steadily in that sector.
Government jobs data for July shows healthcare and social assistance accounted for the entirety of the month's overall gains. And Laura Ulrich of the Indeed Hiring Lab says her analysis points to women in the driver's seat in those areas.
Healthcare and social assistance subsector made up almost all the job growth and from the July payroll employment report, and I thought that's got to be a high percentage of female employees, and indeed it's almost 80% female.
Meanwhile, areas that were hot just a few years ago, like tech and finance, are peeling back. Economists have described the current state of the jobs market as no hire, no fire. Not a lot of layoffs, but employers not confident enough to hire either.
Uncertainty really is the theme for 2025. It's been a big driver for why the economy has slowed down over the course of the year, and it is probably the blocker that is going to prevent hiring from picking up through the rest of the year unless some of that uncertainty gets resolved.
Frustrated job seekers should note it's all cyclical.
Job market stagnancy and slow job market growth is going to be temporary. I think the question is, how long does that temporary state exist?
And for recent college grads who have had a tough time breaking into the market, it is not entirely their fault. Daniel Zhao, chief economist at career site Glassdoor, says that more senior workers aren't really seeing any positions that are worth jumping to right now, so they're staying in their seats, making it more difficult for those new college grads to break in. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
All right, before we go to a break, here's a look at ABC's primetime lineup for tonight with Millionaire, Match Game, and Shark Tank all coming up.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Our customers love coming to Car Wash Plaza.
The staff here is so friendly.
It's the best in the Northwest.
It's so well lit, and there's security lights everywhere.
The central dog wash is so convenient, no hassle. Keeps the dog clean and keeps my house clean too.
My car is a big investment for me, and so if I want it done right, I take it to Car Wash Plaza for the touchless wash.
Car Wash Plaza. It's the best in the Northwest.
Find a location near you at carwashplaza.com.
Here at Coeur d'Alene Honda, we're more than just a car dealership. We're family. For the past 53 years, we've been proudly serving our community.
We offer the best vehicles with a nationwide lifetime warranty.
From coast to coast, we've got you covered.
Whether you're looking for an affordable used car, we're looking to upgrade to a new Honda. We're here to make the process simple and stress-free.
It's not just about selling cars.
We give back to local charities and support our community.
And don't forget about our lifetime warranty.
Custom is more than choosing from a few fabric options. With our custom upholstery, you get control over almost every detail, so you can design a piece that's perfect for you. From the style of the arms and legs to the cushion type and pillow shape. Perfect style, perfect comfort, created for you. The Custom Comfort Event. Get 30% off store-wide at the Tin Roof.
Each month, 4 News Now is focusing on a topic that's important to our community by helping to get the message out. This is good for you to know. In Spokane, one charter school is redefining education with a unique approach that puts students' choices first while offering smaller class sizes.
The relationship between students and staff is really different. It's a lot more personal because there's less of us.
I really just liked it here. I walked in, I'm like, wow, this is impressive.
With a community-driven focus, open and inclusive classrooms, student-driven projects, and a focus on the arts, innovation isn't your typical high school experience.
This school has made me genuinely feel prepared for the future.
The teachers here, I love them all. They're all amazing people.
Innovation High School is a tuition-free public high school right here in Spokane, now enrolling students in grades 9 through 12. See their unique approach to education firsthand.
You feel a lot more connected. It doesn't really feel like school. It just feels like another place that I go in my day-to-day life.
Schedule a tour to see why students are choosing innovation.
4 News Now is brought to you by Windermere Real Estate.
Coming up tonight on Nightside, we'll continue to follow the news out of Minneapolis, Minnesota, where a shooting in a church left 2 children dead and 17 others injured. The latest details tonight at 11.
Still the possibility of some light rain overnight as well as tomorrow. Isolated thunderstorms also possible. High temperature tomorrow of 81, and then we're back into the upper 80s and 90s through the rest of the forecast.
Yeah, 81 is going to seem pretty cool again after what we've been experiencing.
Yes, we have been nowhere near that.
And then right back up to normal or above average temperatures. All right, thanks so much for being with us. Don't forget to join us tonight at 11 for Nightside.